Hello everybody and welcome. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the pressing forward and defensive winger role combination in Football Manager. And let's get started by talking about how they work together. The defensive winger and pressing forward are a striker and winger duo that will naturally create a more pressing focused tactic. In possession, these two player roles are a complementary pair when used on the same side of a formation. And defensively, the two of them create one of the most aggressive trapping combinations in the game. They can both be attack-focused roles because they have the words forward and winger in their names. And they also have descriptors of what they do without the ball. One excels at pressing the opponent, and the other is a strong defensive role. When you put them together, both the words and the player roles, you are getting a set of teammates that can contribute to multiple phases of a match. In this example, my center back is on the ball attacking to the right. He's going to hit a long ball that'll be intercepted. The pressing forward immediately wins the ball back and gets the assist. And in this one, we've got the ball at the top of the screen. The defensive winger and pressing forward are going to combine for the goal. Let's continue to talk about these roles in the next section. These two can perform multiple functions in your tactic. A pressing forward will be a striker in attack, your first line of defense, and can even be an extra midfielder when defending. Here, we're on the ball out on the flank, attacking to the right. The pressing forward will help and make himself available for a pass, eventually finding some space for the goal. In this one, my center back is on the ball, and he's going to hit a long pass to the left. The opponent wins the ball, but the pressing forward, like their name says, will immediately press. He gets us the corner. A defensive winger can get in crosses, press the opponent on the flanks, and be a creative role like a normal winger. Another example, we're on the ball in the attacking midfield, and this defensive winger is a little different. He's left-footed but playing on the right flank. We'll see the role's creative ability and how the dominant foot on the opposite flank creates something of an inverted defensive winger. When defending, the defensive winger can drop into a fullback position, creating a back five in your tactic. These are creative roles, and they do have a focus on defending, but the main thing that these two excel at is outworking the opponent. Between these two roles, there are only three key attributes shared across all of them: teamwork, work rate, and stamina. So while they lack some of the flair of other player roles, they will always try to help the team. Here we are on the ball attacking to the right. This is the pressing forward and defensive winger. As we watch the play, the attack breaks down and the defensive winger finds himself on the ball. He'll lose possession and track back all the way to our own byline to defend. And let's pay attention to the pressing forward as well, who also tracks back to make the eventual clearance in our own penalty box. However, we're going to add a little something to this player role combination. If we go back to these 3 key attributes, teamwork, work rate, and stamina, well, there's another player role that thrives on these attributes as well: the ball-winning midfielder. The pressing forward, defensive winger, and ball-winning midfielder create the 3 best player roles if you want to lock down one side of the field. In this clip, here's the opponent on the ball. We've got the pressing forward, ball-winning midfielder, and defensive winger. The 3 of them will track with the ball and eventually get us possession back. And here with the opponent on the ball, the 3 roles work with the fullback to shut down this side of the field. Let's now talk about some of the benefits and drawbacks with these 3. The benefits of this trio combination is their natural ability to press the opponent. You can create hybrid tactics with this ability. It probably goes without saying, but they are all excellent defensively. The drawbacks would be their strong defensive focus, and can sometimes lead to them being trapped when you win the ball back. Because of this, they need teammates that have a more singular attack focus. And one of the toughest is their limited formations, mainly due to the defensive winger. Let's see how to use these 3 in a tactic, but we're going to do it a little differently. With other breakdowns, we've seen plenty of examples of scoring goals. So here, we're going to look at how to stop a counter. This is my defensive winger on the ball attacking to the right. We're going to get the ball, somehow, all the way across the field to my wingback. Since he was in the fullback position as a wingback, this flank is exposed. The defender will deflect the shot and start the counter. Here's our pressing forward, ball-winning midfielder, and defensive winger. They'll show why work rate is an essential attribute for these roles, with the defensive winger hitting it out of bounds. Usually at this point, I'd show you an example of how you can fit these 3 roles into a tactic. But for this one, we're going to do a little community homework assignment where we can all get involved and share our tactics. Let's look at some guidelines for this homework. So I want you to make a tactic using at least one of each of these roles: the pressing forward, the defensive winger, and ball-winning midfielder. You can use any formation you want. And here's the real test. You can only use 3 total team instructions and no player instructions for any role in the entire tactic. And I want to see your results, and they don't have to be good ones. This is just an exercise to get us thinking about how player roles interact with each other. I'll start. This is a 4-4-2 I was working on. It's got a pressing forward, ball-winning midfielder, and defensive winger, and only 3 team instructions: the high line, high press, and counter. Here's some results of how I did. Somehow Toulouse became unstoppable, and Marseille is always a tough draw, but it had some fun results. If you're part of our Discord server, you can post the results in our tactics section. There's a link to the server in the description. If you don't like to use Discord, that's totally fine. You can post your results and the tactic in the comments section. Remember, try to make this a fun learning exercise rather than trying to win every match. Anyway, I'm very excited to see what kind of tactics you guys create. That's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching.